What is going on, everybody? This is your host, Rob, back. We back with another episode of From My Experience podcast. I have Biff. Biff, what's going on?
Hey y'all, it's been a minute. I've missed you,
She ain't
but
miss
I'm
y'all.
back.
She be talking bad about y'all when you're not around.
Oh, I know you fucking lying.
Yeah.
Told you.
See, I be missing y'all. That be Biff. That be he be running off on my ass.
You lies.
Nah, but yeah, sometimes of course we all know life happens, and life has been happening these past couple of weeks. So we're back. That's all that matters.
We
We're back
back.
and we're black.
And that's a fact.
So y'all probably So y'all probably hear a third voice. That is a very special guest. I want to start off by thanking her for responding to my randomness, because y'all know I just be on social media looking for people to have on the podcast to share their experiences with you all. So there's that person out there looking for motivation or change, or maybe looking to do something that one of our guests is doing. I think it's important to have a variety of different people on the show so that y'all can hear different perspectives, and that person may be the person to say something that lights that fire inside of you, get you up off your ass, and you get something done. So without further ado, we have Dr. Eve Hudson.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
We only speak the English.
No, you don't
speak
speak the Spanish
nigga.
today.
We speak nigga.
What up? Okay, there it is. Now, hey y'all, what's up? How's it going? What's up?
It is going well. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm really excited to be here with y'all tonight. This is fun. This is the first time I've done this way.
Really?
And so I'm like, oh, check y'all out, because it's a real ass conversation. we talking for real.
Wait, now you have a
About it, nigga.
lift the arm up again, Biff.
Why? Ain't
Don't
no
do her. Don't do her.
To make sure it was
Ain't no
naked
question.
under there.
No.
It's summertime. I ain't got time for that shit.
So, okay, you're an author.
I am.
You have a very your podcast is wow. Like, when I saw what it was about, I was like, that's inspirational, that's hot, that is cool.
Thank you.
I need to actually I'm gonna start following and listening, and I gotta
Listening.
yeah, because I used to listen to a bunch of podcasts, and they kind of got stale, so I needed something new and fresh. I'm definitely gonna add yours. So I'll let you tell the people more about what you do, then we're gonna get into all your personal business.
Okay,
Sorta.
well, yeah, so Dr. Eve Hudson, a native of Charlotte, North Carolina. Love being from the Carolinas. I think it's the greatest place on earth. Biased.
Ooh,
I'm talking it. Okay, never mind. But graduated from HBCU, went to Shaw University undergrad, left Raleigh and moved to Mississippi. So I was there for like 6.5 years. It's a different experience, but I met Bay and picked up 2 more degrees, so it ended up
all
working
right,
for me.
amen. All right.
You okay? All right. Somebody say so. Amen. So worked in higher education for close to a decade. Really, really enjoyed it, but decided at one point I really needed to do something different because I was experiencing mental and physical health issues that I know was manifesting itself from stress.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna take a year off, and that year became, I should probably try to work for myself. And in 3 days, from now, it'll be 3 years later that I said this. So I've been in my space in motivational speaking, doing the authorship thing, educating. So I really love to travel to speak because I love uplifting people, and got the podcast, which the First Gen Lounge, which is really fun. So I've navigated more toward a space where I like to empower, inspire, and uplift people who are first generation students and graduates. Focusing a little bit more on the graduates, and being first generation is somebody who has gone to college and finished a 4-year degree, but their parents have not finished one. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
What? Okay. So my first question, this always interests me with people. I don't like school, right?
Pull that shit.
Right behind you. I've never liked school. I did it because I knew I needed to do it in order to have a meaningful career, or so I thought at the time. I feel like the time that I went through school, you kind of did the entrepreneurial entrepreneurial
Spirit wanting to
explosion
hide
that
it
we're
is
having
now.
right now. Yeah, it was like, cause I tried it, you know. Oh, you might know my song. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. She definitely knows the song. She's right there in North Carolina, cause we're in South Carolina. Well, I'm in South Carolina.
South
You
Cat.
know it. So,
What you tickle? You done tickled yourself. What's going?
I
Yeah.
did. You ever heard of a song called "Crank That Roy"?
Sing it to
Roy,
me.
Roy,
Roy, yeah. People don't know more.
that
All
came
they
from
do is Roy. Roy. Yeah.
that came from my record label.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wow. That's crazy. I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Yo, that's
yeah,
wild.
small
Yeah.
world. But
Very, very small world. You big
what?
time. You big time.
No,
You
no,
big time.
no, definitely not.
I feel like I was in Mississippi when I'm sure I was in Mississippi when that song came out because everybody down there, Roy, yeah. Thank you, you still feeling it. I see you still feeling it.
Somebody making some money off of it. It ain't me.
I guess like what a royalty shit.
Man, childish streaming was around, but anyway, it wasn't. So okay, wow, you brought it back. What made you pursue education as far as you did? So you got your 4-year degree,
yeah,
and you decided to keep going. And what was your undergrad major in?
mass communications. Concentration is in journalism. My master's is in student affairs administration, and my doctorate is in higher education administration. So it was actually my collegiate experience because it was so bomb. And I wanted to be who other people were to me. And I naturally found myself drawn to education. I've always loved teaching. I've always loved learning. So it's been a natural space for me. And I had a lot of people, several, 5, 6, 7, to really tap me on my shoulder and encourage me to keep going. So it was me exploring education and finding that this was a space not only that I wanted to be in professionally, but to get further ahead in what I wanted to do, I definitely needed the credentials for it as well. So I kept going, but I really enjoy the academic space. I'm a geek at heart, so it just worked for me.
Okay. So there you go. You're not alone. Whoever's listening, you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with being a geek and a nerd.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
I'm fascinated with learning, and I'm fascinated with creating knowledge. And that's something I realized, especially in my doctoral program, that at the point of being able to do research and create new knowledge, I'm giving something to the world that's never been discovered. And that was like, oh man. So when I realized that, it took on a whole new meaning that I can literally change the world just by creating new knowledge.
Wow, that's very profound. I didn't think about it that way. I'm still kind of on a path to discover with that. Like, I love learning new things, but just only certain things. And
not academically. Like
nerdademically.
Well,
but no, you're right. Yeah, not academically. I don't know why that just never really popped with me. But I like connecting people to the right resource. And her podcast is playing. I didn't hit. Okay.
At least you subscribe. We know now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely subscribe. Over 14,000 downloads and listened to in more than 27 countries. What inspired you to start the First Gen Lounge?
It wasn't the First Gen Lounge at first.
We wasn't from my experience at first either.
Yeah, so the first thing I was like, I'm gonna do a podcast because I have this degree in journalism, mass comm, but I always wanted to be a radio host. That was kind of like a secret career goal at one point in time. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to do. And I just never got to it. I love music. I love talking to people. I love the inspiration thing. But when I actually started to look at what it looked like to do the work behind the scenes between broadcast and journalism, I was like, nah, I'm good. I started the podcast initially just to talk about purpose and what purpose means and how people are discovering their purpose, whatever. And I was so inconsistent with it. And I want to say it was March of last year. I was talking to one of my homeboys about me having an outlet to talk about experiences using the podcast. I need to be more serious about it. But I kept complaining about being a first generation college graduate. And I kept saying, I think a lot of this is, my challenges in life are attributed to the fact that I'm the first in my family to go to college. And he was like, I've been waiting for you to say that for like a long time. I'm like, what you mean? Because I wasn't necessarily tuned into the fact that who I become as a professional, as an entrepreneur, as many things was attributed to the fact that I am first gen, because I'm experienced a lot of first. I'm still on the path that nobody else has been on before. And I was like, well, I wonder if anybody else is experiencing it too. So I said, I'm gonna just talk to other people first gen. I'm gonna just bring them on as guests. Right.
Yeah.
And that turned into an every week thing, which turned into oh damn, this is working. People are tuning in, because I want to say from January 2017 to March of 2018, I maybe had a total of 500 and something downloads and plays on the podcast. So that's why I say within a year's time, it shot past that 14,000. I think it's actually over 15,000 now, but it's something that's needed. And that was just evidence of talking to other first gens and wanting to have conversations. So in September of last year, I changed to the First Gen Lounge because I realized this is where we come to kick it. And we talking about life and what it means to navigate this road together. And I'm loving it. I'm really loving it.
You said, first of all, congratulations. And I'm glad you didn't give up on it. You said, I think I heard you mention inconsistency. That is like, I think every podcaster went through that. I definitely went through that. Why are you making that face, Bill? We went through that. We had a different name, no kind of schedule. Like, it was just all over the place. But then I found a name to stick with. We used to be She Said, He Said. We wanted to talk about relationships. Yeah. And I was like, that's going to get stale real fast. Like, who was calling me? I was like, that's going to get stale real fast. So then I was like, well, I want to be able to talk about just experiences and like what people go through in general. And then we change the name and transform from there. So I'm with you on that. It's interesting coming from the perspective that you have, though, being first gen. Because like a majority of my family went to school. So like the pressure was on me. It was like, okay, what school you going to? They asking me this in 8th grade. Like I'm getting pulled in different directions and stuff. And then I just got my measly bachelor's. You went all the way. Like you set the bar super high. Like
don't be saying measly bachelor.
Oh, sorry,
motherfucker.
You done got a whole cussed out. Yeah, well.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the measly check that came with the field that I chose, education, elementary education. Sorry.
Yeah, education it's tough, but it's hard work. It's hard work though.
Yeah, it is. I touch
and that's why you pursue it. Absolutely, but that's the thing about choosing a profession. It's not all about the money, because you can get money all day and not be happy. But if you know you're really making a difference, like that means more, But they don't. I can agree they don't pay us enough in education for the work we do, for the lives we change. But it's a reward that when you see your students doing well and they're going off and they're doing amazing things, and you pull them out of poverty, some of them, you helping some of them navigate relationships, whatever it is, there's no amount of money that can like return that feeling. Like there's no amount. So it's like, I'm good.
One of my favorite memories ever was when Bff was teaching his class.
Oh my God! Nobody asked you all that, bro.
He
Bff, don't say that. I'm gonna use that. Don't do that. I'm gonna use that for a girl or something too. And she's not gonna feel special if you tell that story.
No more, so you can't do it.
Go ahead. Yeah,
you can't teach no more. But he called me early on my birthday, and I thought he was just calling me because we always just talking, chit chatting. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm on the potty." And he was like, "All right, class, go." And everybody started singing. It was so sweet. I was crying on the potty, but they told me he sang "Happy Birthday." But I just want to put that little small moment in there. I was like, "That's why we're Bff."
That's sweet. That was really sweet. I mean, you just gotta do something different now. Everybody in class gotta sign a card or something. My bad.
You're not teaching no more.
No, I'm not teaching no more.
Okay. Oh, dang! What? That's sad.
Oh yeah, Bff said, "Fuck them kids." We got some money.
Wait! I did not say that.
No, but actually, I'm a first gen baby. Actually, my mom just got her degree maybe 2 years ago, a year or two ago. Wow. Really proud of her. Go to her. She actually took herself back to school. But I was a first gen, and I was actually the first one to graduate. So it was a lot of new experiences and kind of navigating, not by myself because my mom was with me, but it was both new to both of us.
Yeah, facts.
So it was a little different. And initially, I started out at a HBCU, go SC State, whoop whoop. But
You
then
went
I
to
had
state?
to wind up. Biff, don't you do that? Trying to be funny, because you was right across the street.
But I didn't meet you till afterwards.
No, Biff, you came and showed me the Mustang at my dorm room.
Oh yeah, wait. You remember too much. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Why
But then
you
I
remember
wound up
that?
having a transfer because at the time, I'm actually a chemistry major. What I needed to keep up as far as my field, I can tell the difference in internships. I wound up having to transfer to USC. So that's definitely, you know what? I think that was the best part of my college experience. I got both the HBCU and the PWI.
Facts.
So I feel like now with my children, I'll be able to better navigate them if they choose to go to college.
Yeah.
Better navigate them which one would be more, purposeful or better for them. And also, I hate that being a first gen, you learn stuff too late. It's like I got to school. If I would have known, do 2 years at a tech school and then transfer to a university, so you would have a whole hell of a lot of money. I wish I would have known that, or I wish I would have known. You don't have to have a bachelor's. You can go to Tech Way. There's a bunch of tech jobs. It's actually, they need more tech jobs. Go to, your local tech school. Go to community college. Get those jobs. And we need plumbers. We need cosmetologists. We need electricians. If I would have known there was different routes besides just going to spend and add some money to have a piece of paper to be like, yep, I got it, then I would have been like, oh, okay. And then also I learned, like you said, depending on your field, I make good money with a bachelor's, but when they look at your resume and stuff, they want experience.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't care. I mean, yeah, you got a doctor and it look good. Some places they want to look good on paper, but a lot of people just want experience. Just like I could compete with people coming out of school with a master's. I'm making more than some people that come out of school with a master's right now just because I have experience. But I wish I would have known that, going into school, because I would definitely took a different route or, tried it a different way or it was just so much. And it's like you learn, what I'm saying? You're learning as you're going. So it's kind of like you got to hit the bump in the road to be like, oh, okay, now I know the difference. And I think that's probably the biggest, I think that's the biggest con to being the first gen. You don't know what you're getting yourself into until you get into it. Yeah. And even though you have people saying, no, don't do this or do it this way, it's like, can you honestly take their word for it? Because you don't know. There's nobody you can contact. It's not like you call your mom and be like, Mom, what's up with this? Like, she didn't know either. She went through it with me. And then when she finally got to school, she was asking me questions like, do this make sense? So should I go to the registrar to do this? Like, why would I want to spend money doing it this way? Like, she learned from me. She took herself to tech school first. And then finished her last 2 years at university.
Nice.
So she has half the amount of debt that I have. So I'm like, I'm glad I saved her that little bit. It's my mama, so, that's a tip I would definitely give her and my kids. But it's just like, damn, would have been nice to know. But again, it's just, I guess that comes with being the first. You got to experience everything yourself.
That's true. But see, the experience wasn't in vain. And a lot of times we think so much about ourselves, though, and why this happened to me, but think of how many people you can help now because you share their story. And so that's how I look at a lot of things. Whatever's intended for me is intended for me. And when I'm supposed to learn from it, I'm supposed to learn from it because it's not about me that I'm experiencing a lot of this thing called life. It's for other people to be able to help them. Because what's the point of going through stuff if you can't teach somebody else how to be better? And then that's the first gen plight of things that we don't know. But I mean, would you have met your best friend had you not gone to South Carolina State? So you got to even look at it, how it looks when the grand scheme of things, what would have maybe, but but there's but I mean, everything happens for a reason, because you wouldn't be where you are if you had not. That's what I believe that. It's all good though.
That's true. You just brought back a memory there. I really did forget you. Really did forget that you went to state. I don't know why I thought I met you when you was at USC. I'm old, yo. All right.
No, because I was getting ready to transfer.
You must have been, because when I met you was in Columbia. If I would have known, I would have saved my gas and my money on that T-shirt.
We met something. Whatever jewel T-shirt. The first time I met Bill.
Yo, hold on, yo. You've already told this story. We have a guest. Anyway.
She don't know.
She don't want to hear this.
Biff had a 3X extra large bedazzled T-shirt and
It
got
was
mad
not
because I called
bedazzled,
his
yo.
shirt.
You're
Because
gonna
I called
stop.
his shirt bedazzled.
You're gonna stop saying my shirt was bedazzled.
It was bedazzled. It was like one of them little Ed Hardy shirts with all like the rhinestones and stuff on it. Bedazzled.
Fly.
You sound like a hater.
I am mad.
So this is not how an interview goes. We're supposed to be talking to our guests, not each other, and telling embarrassing stories. Okay. So more
outside of this, no, I want to know more about your personal stuff. Outside of this, what is your family life like? Like, was it hard meeting to love your life in the midst of attaining all your accomplishments and accolades? Like,
no, he's actually been the reason that I've gotten where I am. A large part of the reason, because he's been my biggest supporter. I actually met my husband at a game night the semester that I was going to grad school. So it was over the summer. One of my sorority sisters was like, "Yo, I'm having a game night in Jackson. Why don't you come through?" And I was like, "I've never been to Jackson. Cool." So I drove out there, and when he walked in, I was like, "Ooh, who was that? That's gonna be my boyfriend." And while laughing, joking, whatever, I was like seriously smitten when I saw him, and he shook my hand. I was like really feeling him. We didn't even exchange numbers that night, but like a month later, Facebook started doing that people you may know, and he popped up, and I was like, "That's that dude. That's that. Yeah." So I was like, "Yo, why did you ask me for my number that night? Like, what's up? You." I just want to know. Well, that was 9 years ago. So almost 9 years ago. We've been together for over 8, married for almost 4. So thank you, Facebook, for what you've done for me, for the people you may know.
Look at you, Facebook, doing
and he was
something
like,
good.
he was like, "Has she know my last name?" I was like, "I didn't. It was you popped up," and I was like, "Hey, what?"
That creepy stuff, I know.
Very, very much so, but hey,
you search my name? No,
I just not at all. So so I mean, in terms of him helping me, he's an educator as well. He's a first gen PhD too, and he just understands the power of education. Education is one thing that you get; nobody can ever take that from you. And I understand formal education, the only way to be educated, but there's something about the formality of education. So always pushing me, helping me get through my dissertation, support me going through classes, showing up for events, whatever. So I just think that's been cool. So in terms of family life, we don't have children, and that's something else that's really big for me to get to where I wanted to be professionally before I even thought about kids. And then being married, actually, if I went for my husband, I wouldn't even really be thinking about kids, to be for real, because I've never wanted them. But I'm open, and that's really like I'm dreaming and I'm hopeful because of the relationship that we have and the bond that we've built over the years. So yeah. That wasn't juicy enough.
No, that was actually good. A lot of times you don't, everybody's love story is different, and just like you said, I know plenty of professional women, like you said, who babies and marriage isn't on the forefront of their to-do list, and a lot of people, society has like, you need to get married and have babies as if that's a priority. Yeah. And it's not for everybody. Some women don't want to have kids. Some women don't want to be married. And that's great that you said, initially, like, that's being honest with yourself. I got shit to do. And, kids complicate your life. I love my baby to death, but kids complicate your life. And, now you got to do with a little person on your hip. So I get where you're coming from. Like, okay, that's just being honest. And it's good to hear somebody else saying, hey, it's okay not to want that initially. It's okay for you to be like, you kiss my ass. I got shit to do today. It's good to hear that. I have friends, but it's just so you always hear, you got to get married. Where's your husband? Where are the kids? Do you plan on having like that? It's annoying.
Like, am I not supposed to have a mind of my own and thoughts of my own and dreams of my own? Like, but this is society we live in.
Yeah. Again, that's society. Yeah. Even I have one child myself, and I still get, are you having any more? He's getting kind of older. He needs a sibling. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do want more children, that's annoying. It's like, can I get myself together first again? Like, I love my baby, but he was definitely unplanned. So
and I imagine that's probably tough, And then for me, I'm like, I can't imagine. It doesn't take me having an experience to learn from it. That's how I feel in a lot of instances. So I can watch what other people are going through and say like, nah, that ain't it. Yeah. I ain't trying to even go there.
Right, and that signed hall with me. He was right. He graduated with me.
Yeah,
he was right there
that's what's up.
In Pecan with me. He was right there in Organic with me. We went through it together. That again, I had that drive and ambition, and although I took a little detour with a baby, he was right on my hip or in that stroller. Yes, like
facts. But even people that's married with kids though. Like kids are a lot. So it doesn't
is.
take me having kids to look at somebody with kids and be like, that's a lot. Because when I see a kid, I see the financial responsibility of having one. I see health insurance. I see one day having a car. I see clothes. I see food. I see daycare. I see travel. I see fun stuff.
I'm
I
getting
see.
nauseous.
That's what I see. And that's
They
not to
really
be
are
the
your broke ass
yeah,
little best friend.
but that's not they like to be negative because people are so dreamy, and that's the other thing. People are so dreamy about stuff. Oh, I
Yeah.
just can't wait. Oh, look at the little precious baby, and I'm like, yo, because I
They
see
grow
the
up.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then other thing, we raising kids in 2019 like the world crazy, and you
Yeah.
can raise your kids as best as you can and give them this best life. If they can still end up in these streets, end up somewhere dead. There are still things about even having children that just kind of like just unsettling. So I commend people who just love parenting and want to be parents, but it doesn't come so natural. I'm maternal by nature, and by that,
Yeah.
like I don't mind loving on people and supporting them and just being that person. But
You
the difference is,
auntie.
yeah, auntie, big sister, all that. But it just ends up being that I'm not ready for that responsibility of another life because I'm responsible for a life. I'm responsible for socialization and education and all kinds of stuff. And people just take child so lightly, and then they get a baby. Oh my God, I'm tripping out.
Yeah. And
Nah.
that's great that you recognize that. I wish a lot of females, don't fall into that trap of having to have or keep up with the Joneses per se of
Yeah, fact.
where you should be at. Like everybody, I tell you all the time, everybody's race is different. Do
Yeah,
not feel
facts.
like because she got married at 25, you got to be married at 25. Do not feel like because she got 3 kids by 35, you supposed to be there too. Like,
Yeah.
run your own race. There is
Yeah.
no time limit, and we're so far advanced in technology. Like women, damn near having kids up to 50 now. Like as
Yep.
long as you got, or hell, even if you can't have the kids physically yourself, now you can find your surrogate. There's somebody willing to have your child for you if need be to go that far.
Yeah.
Like there is no timetable on anything. So it's just like don't rush yourself and get caught up with what society thinks you need to do. So I
Absolutely.
think that it's great to hear that you said, I'm still taking my time. I'm still, I can wait, and that's good to hear that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm just enjoying the woman talk.
Look.
I'm soaking
Well,
it
no, I
up.
mean, like that's like I mean that's the honest, like that's honest between women. Like it's so much pressure. It's like they want you to be like superwoman on top of like doing stuff you need to already doing. Like before, I mean, it was cool back like in the 50s and 60s when homemaking was a thing. But now, baby, we both got bills. This rent needs to be paid by both of us. Like it's just not plausible now unless somebody is a for real breadwinner. Even then, that takes time. So you can't do that when y'all first meet, or he's still getting his stuff together, or she's still getting her stuff together. Should she be breadwinner? And then that's another thing. What if she's the breadwinner now?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do?
Can you
This
afford to
manhood
take a
thing.
break? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you afford
It don't
to
bother
take a
me.
break?
It don't. I've been with the breadwinner before, and we never once argued about money or who made more. Because you have to be real. I have a bachelor's in elementary education. I venture to say 80% of women, 90% of women, 95% of women with the bachelor's degree gonna make more money than me anyway, based off of that. So it's like I'm not gonna get upset with that. I know what I chose. But now we're like in a competing field, and you whooping my behind. Maybe I feel differently, but it's like as soon as I say I'm an elementary school teacher, she like, oh, that's sweet. He broke. Like I know, like it's just, it's true. I mean, I don't do it anymore, and I found other ways to supplement and make money. But that's never anything that bothered me. I always want someone who has a team mentality. Like it's not like if we're gonna be serious, it ain't I make this and you make that. It's we make this. What are we gonna do with all this money we making? We don't.
I mean, like. Again, you adhere to the society standards, and I know plenty of men right now that said they could not be with a woman that made more money than them.
Oh, they dumb.
They would be
a huge
okay.
relief of pressure. Because if I ain't got it, I know you got it.
I'm telling you, like I don't get that concept. But again, people get so caught up into these standards and what it's supposed to look like, and I'm supposed to be, their ego is hurt.
Yeah, their ego is hurt.
You know what I'm saying? We struggle so long to get on. We still not on the same platform, but somewhat even and get better wages for ourselves. And as soon as we get there, some men are like, I know you fucking lying. You make more than me. And every guy that I've dated since I've started working towards my career, I make more than. Just because my career is not, well, it is lucrative just because of the stuff that we deal with.
Umbrella
it's really
corporation.
nasty stuff, and shut up. It's really nasty stuff, and a lot of people not going to deal with it. You have to have some type of formal education to get into the field, so you're rewarded for it. So every guy I've met, as soon as I say it, it's just like I've either gotten a, oh damn, oh you make good money, or it's like a, oh you make more money than me, and it automatically get uncomfortable.
And it's like,
and it's like,
and I think part of the reason that too is like you got to know what you bring to the table. If you feel like I make more money, that to me that's not even. I'd rather you either make more or less than me, but be financially stable than to be able to say, well, I make this. Like that's not even. When it comes to what you bring to the table, I don't even think that should be a thing. Like, what else do you bring to the table? Like, stuff like good sex and all that. Like,
especially this day and age. What's your personality like?
Exactly.
You can make more money than me, but damn it, are you a good girlfriend?
Exactly.
Because just like on the flip side, you have men who egos are bruised. I know women who can't get a damn man because they too busy saying, "I'll make more than you. I can do this on my own."
Yeah. That right there is what they run from. They're scared of that conversation, but it's like. Again, if we in this together, then that should never come up. We should never have to have that conversation.
Both of them should not be weaponized in communication.
Facts.
But and also, and again, we can bring it a full circle. That comes being first gen too. I didn't know now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. Picking my career and all that stuff could affect my relationship. Hell, I was just thinking, just get the hell out of school, get a job, get out the hood. That's all I kept thinking. Get out the hood, and I was like, okay. I got me a good job. I'm making myself look good for these men. And then on the flip side, I'm intimidating people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
you can't win.
Like, yeah, it's like I can't win for losing. But again,
but the thing is, who you winning for?
I'm not gonna say marriage and having a whole big family is my number one priority, but that is something big to me. Family's huge to me.
I can understand.
So it's just like, although I'm very proud of myself, I'm definitely not ashamed of what I'm doing. But the fact that it even, I guess I'm just aghast that it even affects my love life.
Mm.
And that's the shit that I think that's what confused me for the longest. Like, ain't that something to be proud of? Wouldn't that be something a guy be like, hell yeah, I want a woman like that? Like, why is it? It didn't make sense to me a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, I was just like, you know what, fuck it. If he's scared, then that's on him.
Facts.
And then just keep it moving. Somebody gonna love it, and I found somebody that loves it, and I basically make twice what he makes. So it's just like, but we mesh. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not a forefront. It's not an issue. Like we've already talked. Like, should we move in together? He was like, I'll pay the rent. No, I said, I'll pay the rent and you just handle all the other shit.
You said move in. What?
When we get there, Bill. When we get there. When we get there. But something as simple as easy as that, instead of being like, oh, well, you make all the money, you can pay all the bills. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just something as easy as that. Find somebody that compliments you. But it was just like, I had to, I had to fight and actually look through and, like, what do I like, what I not like? Is that intimidating to you? And I finally found somebody that's not intimidating to. But it's like, that's an experience. Nobody told me about that. Nobody said that degrees, could intimidate somebody. As soon as you say, what do you have a degree in? Chemistry. What do you specialize in? Inorganic chemistry. 90% of people don't even know what the fuck that is.
You had me lost at chemistry.
Yeah.
The first thing they say, oh, you make bombs?
Oh my God. Okay. Onward and upward.
And it's just like, I'm just saying, but soon as somebody hears that, it's like, oh, you know what? Let me back up. She's too much. Like,
yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay. So, it's
a
good thing.
Got nothing to do with you, though. But, and the thing that I just truly believe at this point in my life is that you don't have to find them. They'll find you. And you'll know. But in the meantime, just have fun.
Yeah.
I ain't saying too much fun. I ain't saying too much fun, but you'll have fun. Because people...
Safe fun.
Yeah, well, I think that a lot of times, and that's the other problem. A lot of people, we spend too much time trying to find a perfect person. Trying to find somebody who maybe even some, I don't know. I'm not a man. I can't speak from a man's perspective, but maybe somebody we can be better than, or we got something going on. Like I said, that's not intimidating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fortunate that my husband has never been that person. He's a champion of all things us. And so if it helps make us better, like, for example, when I left my full-time job, it was going to make us better for me to be better.
Right.
And understanding that, babe, whatever you need, I got you. So it's just finding that balance. But I think I mean, a lot of times too, we spend so much time trying to find that person, we just don't let it happen. And so we're looking and searching, and God is kind of like, I got other things for you right now. I need you to focus on this. I got this coming up, or I need your energy here, and He gonna show up when the time is right. He or she, you know, whatever you do. But so spend time focusing on yourself, because the problem is a lot of people ain't got themselves together, and they're trying to figure out why it's not working. Their energy is off of
Okay.
themselves. So until your energy is right, you're not going to attract the person that's for you anyway. My take.
You better say it. So, okay. Talk to me about what was your support system like, you being first gen? What was your support system like? What kept you going? And did you ever hit a brick wall and just be like, you know what, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore?
I've hit several brick walls. My support has been definitely my family. My mentors have been a really big support. My friends, and when I met him, my husband, so my boyfriend, fiance, husband. So keeping my circle small. Like, I may meet a lot of people. I'm very social, but my small, close knit group of people have really kept me motivated. And in the times where I've hit those brick walls, they just reminded me of who I am, and being reminded of my purpose, being something that is something greater than me, that I'm on this mission, is also what's kept me inspired. So my students, especially, I love working with students, because again, I love being the person that I needed when I was going through school. And so reminding myself of why I'm doing this and connecting to those spaces is something that's definitely kept me on this path.
Wow. I could just listen to you talk. Like, you're very profound.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
So I only have one last question. Biff, you got any other questions before I go?
No, we got into the girl talk.
I know you got Biff feeling great. Biff don't talk to me like
know,
that.
right?
Jesus.
Oh, for real? Okay, then.
Biff,
All
you
right.
can't relate to being a woman.
But
That's
you're learning.
true.
You learn this, but you get something though. You get something.
I did.
Yeah,
I
but
did.
What women
But
think? What women
But
think?
Biff, I do talk to you when it comes like relationship stuff. I always ask you, what is your viewpoint as a man?
But
I
I
like
didn't
that.
think about your struggles as a woman and being, you know, your career field and stuff like that. I didn't know that you was going through that, Biff. You never talked to me about that kind of stuff.
But see, let me mindful. I finished my degree in December 15. My husband just finished this December. So I was doctor before he was. And, you know, he'd be, oh, Dr. Mr. Hudson. I'm like, he's a professor. You know, like, respect that.
Ouch.
And so now that he's Dr. Hudson, which is really funny, we went to graduation, like, Dr. Hudson, we both kind of like, huh? You know, like, because like, which one you call it? Because I mean, both we had students, but he never once made me feel like I shouldn't be great, that I shouldn't bask in my goodness, that I shouldn't be where I am. I think good men, and I'm only speaking feeling like, you know, I got a great man, but I think good men understand that their strength is only as great as the woman that they're with.
Yep.
And if they can't empower her and get her to go out there and get it, how can she pour back into him? And so, you know, so we take turns pouring into each other and pushing each other through things, because we understand the bigger picture is, if you got it, I'm going to get it. If I got it, you're going to get it. And we bring both something to the table that helps balance the scales, so that we expand our resources together. So until people can start, like I was saying, see themselves in that capacity to where we are in a partnership and we both have resources, then yeah, I think people gonna struggle. Because like, you know, like you said, if I with somebody making 3 or 4 times to me, okay, you know, because I mean, and then for some time, you know, even thinking about what money looks like, how do you have those financial conversations? Like, as long as it's covered, whatever, you know. And that's kind of how we approach a lot in our relationship. As long as it can be paid, we don't care where it comes from. As long as it's good, it's good, and that's just sharing a relationship. Yeah, sorry.
All right, so and first of all, thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
And my last question, then I want you to give out all your social media. And I didn't even ask you about the book. Dang it! I'm gonna save that. We're gonna do a part 2 with you.
Okay.
What advice do you have for someone who is about to be that first gen?
Student or graduate?
Both.
If you are about to be a first generation student, I would tell you that the world needs you, and you are a greater part of history. So don't doubt that just because you come from a place that may feel small or inferior, that your impact can't be great. You just got to hang in there. And as you walk through this journey, you will discover what was meant for you. And when you discover that, act on it. Don't be afraid of it, because it's for you. For the person who is just graduating and trying to figure out what the hell they're getting themselves into, I would say patience is absolutely a virtue. and you have to learn to be patient in your process because yours looks different from other people's. But in that, you will figure it out. You'll always figure it out because you've gotten this far figuring it out, and to never feel like you're less because you weren't born with a silver spoon. Because your greatest strength is your adversity. So to keep going. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
What is?
kid, you're
Sorry, my iPad lit up. It scared me. I was like,
Oh,
huh? It doesn't normally do that.
okay. Oh yeah, it did. I just never said it was on. It wasn't on.
You
Yeah, but
are
that's what I was saying.
okay. Thank you for that. I don't know why Biff froze. Okay, thank you for that. You're a very profound speaker.
Well, my
You should start doing books on tape as a side hustle. Um,
I see you playing.
yeah, I'm serious. So go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you, where they can check out your podcast, where they can get your book, and all that good stuff.
Okay, dokie. So yeah, I'm on Instagram, and I am at EVEHUDSON PhD. So that's Eve Hudson PhD. And actually, if you go there, you can just hit that link in my bio, and you can get to my book. You can get to the podcast. You can get to everything. And then I like being on LinkedIn, because I believe in that professional push. So that's just Eve Hudson PhD. I'm on LinkedIn as well. So like, let's connect. Let's talk. Let's navigate life. Let's figure out what you got going on and get you together. Hmm.
Let's get it.
Ladies and Biff, you don't want to know what I thought that was on your camera. Ladies and
Hold on.
ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Eve Hudson. Go make
We
sure
gotta
you
get
go
some sound
follow her.
effects.
Shut up.
So you could have done like the whoop 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 whoop.
I need. Yeah, I'm working on that. I need another. I need all kind of stuff. You remember, I have my little thing on my iPad, but I gotta fix it. But thank you again for joining us. And y'all know, as always, from my experience podcast at gmail.com if you have any questions or if you want to be a guest. FME_podcast on Instagram. We have the Facebook group from my experience podcast. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, all those good places. Make sure you check the links in the bio. We will have all of Dr. Hudson's links and things of that nature there as well as ours. And we will catch y'all next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Stay you, stay black, stay proud, and stay down. And we'll catch you next week.